Howdy, y'all. Testimonial. How Jesus changed me. Before Jesus, I was a hot mess and pregnant. Still married, in the process of a divorce. And I was pregnant with some other man's child, not my husband. So I felt lost. I was abandoned by this person. This person didn't want anything to do with me or the baby. And just hopeless. I felt hopeless. I felt lost, despair, no value. And then Jesus met me when I was ready to receive him. I was with a Christian counselor who invited me to accept Jesus. And as she prayed over me, she laid hands on my head and prayed over me to receive Jesus. And at that point, I acknowledged that my baby needed Jesus, needed me to have Jesus. And as I was surrendering into the prayer and repeating the prayer, I felt this presence sit down next to me. And peace enveloped over me. Peace I'd never experienced before. And I was really skeptical in that moment because I thought Christianity was dangerous. And though I was skeptical of what I experienced, what I felt, that presence that sit down next to me. And then the next day, I miscarried. And as sad as I was, I understood that God knew that was going to happen. And as terrible as I am and I was in that moment, Jesus came and sat down next to me and assured me that I was okay and that he was there. He was like, I am right here, daughter. And as I was miscarrying, I kept remembering that sense of him sitting down next to me and the peace that I've never experienced before. And I felt incredibly loved and cared for and not forsaken. And then Jesus worked on me, revealed to me places in my heart, in my mind that were still connected to the world, looking out for myself, not fully trusting his way, because his way is completely different than the world. Thinking that I could still control certain things and just give him some of it. And I'm still working on that. But he has introduced me to people who I've been able to talk about how he's changed my life and reminded them how loved they are, that God holds the entire universe in the palm of his hand. He knows every hair on top of our head. He knew us before we were knit in our mother's womb. And he gave us his one and only son so that we could have a relationship with him again. Through Jesus' sacrifice, we get to have a relationship. Jesus walked a sinless walk. He experienced hunger. He experienced rejection, and he still went through the persecution and the terrible lashings and the terrible abuse for us. And when I look back at that time on the couch when I accepted Jesus and I felt that presence sit down next to me, he transformed my whole life. That was coming up on 2 years, actually. 2 years ago. And my life and my heart is so different than it was then. I am faithfully his, and I trust him and I love him, and I want you to know he's there for you too. And This isn't just for some people. This is for everybody. You get to know that love. You get to know redemption. You get to know what it's like to not have your past held against you. And you get to see how he moves in other people's lives. Yeah. So my hope for you is that you'll get curious and you'll want to get to know Jesus, because he knows you. He knows you so intimately, and he wants to be in your life. And once he's in your life, it's the best relationship you'll ever experience, because it's the best experience I've ever had. No relationship will ever satisfy me like he satisfies. He's so good. He's so good all the time, literally. God bless.